Take two. As we were brought to the end of the first session, we hear about waiting. And too often in our time of waiting, there seems to be a stress and anxiety. Sort of reminds me of going to the airport. There were several times when my son would fly home from college, and you go and wait at the airport, and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. You're hoping to get your arms around that loved one, bring them a little bit closer to you, just see their face and their smile, and just be able to wrap your arms around them. Waiting. That's exactly what Advent is. It's that waiting as we look for a familiar face. As we hear in Luke 21, stand up and raise your heads. If you're looking down, you can't see the face, but if you're looking up, you can anticipate. And as you look up, it's the face of Jesus you want to see. Because in the face of Jesus, that's where horror turns into hope. Because with Jesus, it was where a troubled world was provided a solution at his birth. It was where there were the many who were walking physically and spiritually wounded and were touched by him and healed by Jesus. And finally, where we were eternally separated from God, but through his death and resurrection, Jesus brought us back into relationship with the Father. Indeed, horror turns into hope. Where the unbeliever reacts in fear, especially in our world today, you and I as believers can respond in faith. Because you and I know the kingdom is at hand. You and I know that our redemption is near. And you and I know the Son of Man is coming. We're captive to his word, and we're drawn into the faith that is brought about by that word. The words and the work of Jesus for you and for me, as he came as a little baby, but grew and went through his ministry, healing and teaching and preaching, finally going to the cross to suffer and to die, but then rise again to be ascended to the right hand of his Father. And now we await in anticipation of his return, where all of this will finally be dealt with. Indeed, the kingdom is at hand. Our redemption is near. The Son of Man is coming. But it's not yet fully realized. And that's why we have Advent. We have Advent so we can see beyond our present situation. We can be here in watchful confidence, knowing that our God will provide for us in the meantime, but also ultimately will come for us. But as we await in the meantime in that watchful confidence, we need to create the space for our current mission and ministry as the people of God. And so just like the angel said to the shepherds, I say to you, do not fear. Whether you are going through financial distress, whether you are fearful of the terrorist activity, whether you have relationships that seem to be broken apart, or whether your physical condition is coming close to that point of death, do not fear. Indeed, you and I, as followers of Christ, we are free to wait. We are free to wait to see how he works in our lives. We're free to watch. We're free to watch to see the people that he puts in place to make those things happen. We are free to work, being his arms, his hands, and his feet, providing that care for others. And we are free to witness, free to witness the amazing work that our God does in our life through this word and this work of Jesus and what it has done for us. Why Advent? It's because the kingdom is at hand, our redemption is near, and the Son of Man is coming. Now that's